The overriding emotion, there was definitely a few tears in the boys' eyes. So it definitely meant a lot to a lot of guys out there, particularly the two Moscow boys, obviously being brothers and hitting 100, chasing none down, which was a phenomenal effort. It was a phenomenal effort in the field too. It was pretty interesting that game 1-0 went our way, and then today sort of everything went our way. But I think it was a reflection on how brave we were this game, as opposed to our first hit out in the World Cup, which was probably a little bit tentative. What does it mean to the Italian cricket? I think it just puts us on. This will be front page news in a lot of countries and a lot of publications in Italy, I'd imagine. I'm hoping. And for us to get that sort of exposure and maybe knock off the Winter Olympics off the back page of the sport would be unbelievable for cricket in the country and just bring some attention to us.
And we also love the David Begonia story. Prior to this game, not many had given Italy a chance because, of course, Nepal had done incredibly well against England, and also they had come here with thousands of fans. So, in terms of fans, also we were outnumbered. Do you think that people not giving Italy a chance, being outnumbered in terms of fans as well, did that sort of galvanize the Italian team as well?
Well, it was mentioned that there would be a lot of noise there. But how good for the boys to play in front of that many people and in front of that noise. We've got a lot of experienced players in our team who have played in front of crowds before. So having that experience definitely helped the guys who probably haven't experienced it. In terms of galvanising the team, look, I think we've won 5 of our last 6 games, including practice matches and whatnot. So we spoke about having belief and playing winning cricket and whatnot. So I'm really proud of the way the boys went about it.
Captain, everything went your way from the toss to the fielding and later in the batting. But how important was your first over, trying to get the opponents, Kushal Bhutel, under pressure, especially the way he played against England? How important was your first over?
We gave the ball to Ben, my brother, obviously, and we ummed and ahed a little bit around who we bowl that first ball, because it is an important over to set the tone. When you win the toss and you bowl first, you want to try and start the game in an attacking way. And we thought the way the wicket looked, there might be a little bit of spin and hold. So we tried to bowl as much spin in that power play up front as we could. And then that sort of set the tone. We started well. Hassan Ali, who bowled really well the other day, bowled a nice first over as well. And then the boys sort of rolled on from there. It was one of those innings, as John said, everything sort of went our way in a way. We didn't probably nail it the other night against Scotland, but today we showed what we've got in terms of intentions and our bravery, and that sort of rewarded us in the end.
We usually don't see Nepal being outplayed in the fielding side of things, but today's your catching and your ground fielding was excellent. How important was that to put Nepal under pressure, especially in the later overs?
Yeah, we've done a lot of work in our fielding. It's a point of our game that we've probably tried to improve, and where we've been a little bit behind previously in other tournaments. And this time we've probably had a big focus on it in the preparation. So to be able to take some good catches and do some good efforts in the field, especially against the Nepalese team who run really hard and put some pressure on the outfielders, rewarded us in the back end to be able to minimise that total and allow our batters to chase with a bit of freedom.
So massive win this for you guys. And you told in the presentation that you're a very close-knit team. How are you planning to celebrate this win today?
Do you want me to answer that?
No, we are a very close-knit team. It'll probably start in the change rooms and on the bus ride home. Unfortunately, the bus is only a 5-minute drive home. Where I remember when our first original qualifiers in Rome, we started and we had a we finished the tournament up the top, and we had a long drive home where we sat there and we drank Peronis and we had a good laugh and we sang some songs. That'll probably stay the same. We might just be in the hotel tonight and spend some time with each other and really try and soak up what we just did, because it can easily get past you and you not realise quite what we've just done in the game.
So, coach, yesterday you said that T20 game is sometimes just if two batsmen play well, then it's your day.
Yeah.
So today was your day. So in the upcoming 2 matches, will it be your day, and will we see Italy in the Super 8?
Well, as we said yesterday, you've got to have belief. You don't go into a game thinking that you're going to lose it. So the next 2 games will have to be the same way. Go in and play brave cricket. If we're timid against the big boys, then we're no chance. So we have to really try and take it to them. We'll take some learnings from the way Nepal played against England. They took the game to them, and you saw it's really interesting to watch actually when you put the favourite team under pressure. They tend to not play as well. So that will be our intention.
Coach, I guess it was you who spoke about gathering some sort of an intel in the hotel from the English team. You're based in the same hotel as them yesterday during the pre-match press conference. How much sort of an information you got from the English guys who have played 2 games here? One they nearly lost, one they lost comprehensively. And the information that you eventually got, how did you utilize that, given that this was also your first, I believe, the first maiden time out here, first outing at this Wankhede Stadium?
Look, I think there's some English guys who play county cricket in our team who know a few of those guys pretty well. So it was just casual catch-ups. I think they spoke about playing on an old wicket that had been watered, and they played their second game at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we were thinking that if it had been watered, that it would be maybe a little bit tacky in the morning, and then get a bit better. Lucky we won the toss, eh?
Sì, complimenti, bravissimi. You make us very proud.
Good on you.
And
Grazie.
what do you think? Do you think it could be a turnaround for the game in Italy?
I hope so. I've been to Italy a fair few times now, and we've had a few preparations and a few tournaments there. I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of people who are passionate about the game in Italy. I'm hoping what we've managed to do, not just today, but in the last few weeks, in the last few years, has built a reputation in Italy that we are a federation who are working hard. We've brought in some really high-class coaching that was crucial to working with the players. We've had players all along. We've got a good group of local players in Italy who we've seen today. Krishan, who's lived in Italy for a long time, moved there when he was about 10. He's now on the world stage. Had he stayed in Sri Lanka, he probably wouldn't have got the life experience he has in Italy, and 2, the opportunity to show his skills on the world stage. We've also had Kevin O'Brien along with John Davison, I'll use your full name, Kevin O'Brien and Dougie Brown, who have come on. So the 3 of them have brought a lot of experience to be able to share with the group, who have, all 3 of them have experienced World Cups. In Scotland, at the Scotland game the other day, for the 15 players, we had never seen a World Cup fixture. So for us to be able to use their knowledge was crucial. And then hopefully we can take that back to Italy now and continue to grow the game there. World exposure in India will hopefully grow that in terms of eyes on the game and eyes on Italy cricket. But we're still a long way away from facilities, coaching within Italy, opportunities for guys to play cricket, and hopefully that comes from this tournament.
Can I ask a question?
My question was,
Can I ask a question to the Italian journalists? Will we get on the back page of the papers?
The back or
We will? Guaranteed? A couple of them?
Bravo.
So, bravissimi.
Grazie.
This day will remain in the history of cricket in Italy and of sport in Italy. There was actually people crying in the Italian box at the end of the game. So, to Harry, how do you personally live it? I mean, you come from an Italian family. How does your family feel it? How do you feel it? Very personally, I mean.
Yeah, I come from a strong Italian family, and so do all the boys. I opened up my phone once I got in the change rooms. I had messages from my nonna and from my father, who's Italian heritage. Yeah, it's really special to be able to represent your family, your family's heritage, and yourself in a World Cup. It's something that very few people in the game get to do. There's 20 teams here. Each team has 15 players, and there's a lot more players in the world that play cricket and don't have the privilege that we have today to be able to show what we've got, to represent my family. My brother is in the team with me. To be able to play with him in the World Cup for Italy is something that you can't replace. So the Moscas are the same. If you could see AJ, there'll be some footage that comes out. He was crying, which makes me, even saying it now, makes you feel a bit emotional to see what it means to each player in that group. I don't think you'll see many players cry on the field after a win in the group stages. So I think you've got to appreciate what Italy cricket is bringing to the game. Understand that the passion is slightly different with the Italians, and we will bring that everywhere we go, no matter the level of the tournament or the level of the opposition. To be able to bring a group of players together who have connections with Italy is special and something that won't ever be beaten in my eyes.
you answered half of the question already, but there's a lot of talk about the composition of Italian team, where the players come from and the daily struggles they have to face, like managing day jobs as well. Do you think that will change, and especially for Krish, because he has to manage jobs and play cricket as well? And in 2 years' time, there is Olympic. Do you see Italian team playing there?
Yeah, I think, well, if you look at the squad, there's 12 out of the 15 players who have to work outside of cricket. Krish is a good example. He just got man of the match in a World Cup game, winning game, and he makes pizzas for a living back home to try and earn enough money to train. Yeah, he spins the pizzas, so that's why he can spin both ways. But yeah, I mean, hopefully in a few years' time, if not sooner, the game grows big enough in Italy that we can play, and that's on us as a playing group currently, to create those opportunities by winning games and showing the world what we can do. And then it's on other people and the Federation and the ICC and other teams to be willing to play us. At the moment we're ranked 27th in the world. Hopefully that's changed today. But we're ranked 27th in the world in a competition of 20 teams. So if you do the maths, we're outsiders every time we play. No matter who we play against, whether it's Nepal or Scotland or England or West Indies. We'll always be the outsiders, which we thrive on and we love, but we're not wanting to stay there at 27th. We're wanting to climb up, and by doing that we need to play games. We want other teams to host us, and we build facilities that host them back, and that's our goal as a team. That'll provide opportunities for kids who are currently in Italy learning the game at a school level to see us playing in Rome or Milan or Bologna, wherever it might be, to see what the pathway is and to see Harry Manenti or Anthony Mosca or Krishan, whoever it might be, to be playing at a World Cup. And if that's a goal for them, then we've created a pathway for them to follow.
Yeah, you brothers and also the Mosca brothers, is it right in saying there is an Australian connection to the Italian setup with the support staff and also some of the players originating from Australia? And how satisfying is it to beat Nepal, which has a couple of Australians in their coaching staff?
Yeah, obviously the two sets of brothers are both from Australia. Our grandparents migrated to Australia in the 50s and 60s. So, you know, we've got strong connections with Italy in Australia. There's about 1 million people in Australia with Italian heritage. There's Thomas Drucker as well, who's from Australia, and Grant Stewart, who now plays cricket in England. And the same thing with South Africa, there's a connection there. People in Italy moved to South Africa and Australia. I think it brings us together. The fact that we got two sets of brothers brings the group together. I think John will be the first one to say that those four are probably the loudest and probably the most trouble from a staff point of view, but I hope that we also bring the group together. We are willing to bring a group of people who do come from across the world, to bring them in and welcome them. And as a good example, John Smuts has just come into our group, and he will say first thing that he feels at home in our group, feels like an Italian straight away and a part of Italian cricket. And we do that with anyone, whether it's a staff member or a player or a person who is helping us here in India with the World Cup. They enjoy spending time with us, and I think that's a pretty special thing, to be able to bring a group of people from all over the world and have a real connection.
Harry, you kind of answered it a little bit, but just again, like you just mentioned, that lots of players from various backgrounds with various experiences all over the world coming together in a minnow nation in cricket. A win like this, what does it do to, the morale, one thing, but also just helping each other gel together further, knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses inside out? Especially like you said, JJ I think he played his debut in January last month, in fact. So just how do you guys gel together, especially after a win like this?
Yeah, it's not easy. I think it's a job for the playing group to buy in and the coaches to support. We've managed to play a little bit of cricket in the last few weeks and win a lot of those games. As Davo said, we've won 5 out of 6 games now in the last month, and all teams who rank between 12th and 17th. So we're moving step by step, and we're heading in the right direction. To bring a group together is not easy, and it takes a really strong staff with strong beliefs in the playing group. We're really lucky that we have that, and a federation that support that. And the same thing goes with the playing group. Everyone's willing to buy into the culture and the team. We could be, all 15 of us could be in Italy, we could be in India, we could be in anywhere in the world, and we'd know where we come from. We have strong connections to Italy. We'll continue to drive that through the competition. A win against Nepal doesn't change anything that we believe. We came into this game knowing that we can win, and we did that. It's great for our confidence, but it doesn't change where we're at. Playing every game we get is obviously an opportunity to show the world what we've got, but also spend time with each other. And every time I get to play with those 10 boys, those 14 boys around me, is an opportunity I don't take lightly, and I look forward to playing the next one in a few days' time against England.